Well, may peace and blessings be with you. If you're here with me live, please say hi, say salam, welcome. Today we're going to cover Outlook calendar, how to simplify it, how to schedule appointments, events, things like that very, very easily. I will dive in just about a minute. So, a couple of days ago, I was sitting on the sofa having my evening tea, having a good time, and I hear this loud boom outside. My sweet children were playing basketball. They ended up hitting one of our windows, and the window glass broke. That has never happened with us before. They know better not to play near a window, but somehow it happened. We looked at the damage. It's pretty broken, but now it's also a beautiful opportunity for us to help our children learn how we become part of the solution, even when things don't go our way. So my little one, my 12-year-old, is tasked with doing the research in getting a contractor, getting estimates, and getting the window fixed. Of course, we'll help him along the way, but I think it's a really good opportunity for him to start to learn that for himself. Okay, if you're here for the first time, I do weekly simplified tech videos. I teach them live. If you have recommendations for future videos, please do not hesitate to share those with me. I'm always looking for inspiration, always looking for ideas that I can incorporate into future videos. So today's topic came about because we have been talking about Gmail, but a lot of people also use Outlook for email, especially if you're part of a team and you're using the entire Office suite of products. So we thought it would be a really good idea for us to cover an Outlook calendar. I am going to share my screen and we are going to get started. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to put them in the comments and I will pick them up and answer them for you. Okay, so what you're looking at currently is my Outlook calendar. Looks pretty empty because Outlook is not my primary calendar. I, for the most part, work out of a Google Calendar for my business and bit at that time. So I just let's take a look. I'm currently in, when you first go to calendar, I believe this is what you see. You see the month view. Just from the very top, you have the ability to toggle to a week view, which is going to show you Sunday through Saturday, if that is what your preference. If that's Sunday, see that. Way the weekend. So then you'll see just Monday to Friday. So depending on Outlook is not responding. Something's going on. It's all right. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and schedule a meeting. So there are multiple ways of doing that. The easiest way is to just click on a day where you want to create an event or a meeting. So when you click on it, it's going to open up this. I'm just doing a regular left click. It's going to open up this little window. Let's do we'll do conference call. If you want to schedule it with somebody, you can put the name in the title. And from here, you can set a few of these things very quickly if that's all you're doing. But a lot of times what I would do is I'll click on more options so that I can see a few other things. I can see the availability and stuff like that. So if it's just an event I'm scheduling, just like an appointment with myself or for myself, not with myself, appointment for myself, like a doctor's appointment or something like that, I don't need to invite any attendees or anything to it. So I'll just put in the name and add the description, pick the reminder, make sure you also specify the start and end time, and of course the time zone. So by default, it's going to pick your time zone that you have established for your Outlook account. But if you need to change it for a particular meeting, you can select this and select a different time zone if you want. So we'll kind of leave that as is. I just clicked on it. By default, it gave me the Eastern time zone, but if I need to select a different one, I can from here. And if that's pretty much all I need to do. If I am scheduling an appointment, I will just hit the save button and it'll add it to my calendar. So let's go ahead and do that. So it's a conference call and it's added it and set up a 15-minute reminder before the conference call. Now, what if I want to invite people to it? I'm going to hit edit and hit more options from the bottom right corner. And right here is where you're going to type in email addresses of the people you want to invite. I'm going to invite myself. And you can also, so anybody you add here it'll show up on their calendar as if they're required. But if you want to add any optional attendees, you can also add additional people. So they'll get a notification as a CC on the invite that they get, and they can tell that they're optional. So just like that, you're able to set that up. Another thing you can do is categorize your meetings, and I am a big fan of using this option. A lot of times I would have set up a few categories. I was playing with it last night and I set up a few. So vacation, training, sports, home, and we have a few other ones available. When I first came in here, they all said, the name of the color and category next to it. If you want to customize it, you can click on manage categories. And right from here, you can pick whichever you want, whichever name you want to pick for that category. So we will do, we can do events or meetings or something like that. Purple's good. If you want to pick a different color, you can. Okay, so that's all that I'm doing here for now. So for this one, let's make it a conference call training. So it's going to make it orange. And if I'm inviting someone, I have to hit the send button and it'll send it to them. So just like that, it color coded it orange on my calendar and it also sent the invite, right? Let's do one more. This time, let's do a recurring meeting or appointment or something like that. Let's do recurring appointment with myself. We will say, let's do make dinner as an appointment. Make dinner from, say, 5 p.m. to this is interesting. My computer is doing funny things today. Okay, so I just opened other options and I expanded the view, and let's type it in here. I'm going to say make dinner. We will say we are going to make dinner from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. An hour is a good enough time, right? All right, so I'm going to categorize this as a home item. So it's going to make it this light blue color on my calendar. And I want it to repeat. I'm going to say every day. But if I say every day and I don't specify an end date, it's basically happening until May 22nd. So you can say, when do you want it to end? I'm going to say, just do it every day, but just until the end of the week, right? And if I leave it as is, it's basically every day of the week. But if I only say, I only want to be reminded on Wednesday and Friday, and I check everything else off. So it's doing it. Oh, it switched it to, all right, that makes more sense. One day, repeat every day, and it's picking every day of the week, right? And then we're saying end it by the end of the week, February 24th. And I'm going to hit save. And just like that, I'm going to hit save on here too. And you have 3 different times blocked on your calendar, just like that. So it's very easy to do just like that. One other neat thing I saw, so Outlook is very smart. It's recognizing some of the things we're specifying. So it's automatically assigning it an icon, but you also have the ability to assign an icon if you want to pick a different one. So I'm going to hit edit. Let's see if I'm going to say this and all following events. Right. So right here where it picked that icon for us, you can pick something different also. You know, you can pick a home icon or anything else. So that's pretty neat and cute. Okay. So hopefully so far so good. Come to Outlook, Office 365, log in with your credentials. To schedule a meeting, just click on a box for the day, start entering the information, hit the options from the bottom right corner, more options, and then you can specify time zones and other things, and the reminders and a whole bunch of other things, right? If you want to add a location, you can add that here. Try to add descriptions when you're inviting other people, especially to make it easier for them to accept your invite. Because if they're clear on what you're asking for or what the agenda is for the meeting, they're more likely to say yes to your request. Okay, so hopefully so far so good. Okay, we're going to do 2 more things. I'm going to show you how you can add a calendar. So just doing using the category, you can color code the appointments on your calendar. But what if you want to set up a whole separate calendar? For example, if you have kids in sports and you want to do a separate calendar for sports for them, you can definitely create a new calendar. I was playing with it last night and I created one. So I'll show you how I did that. So click on add calendar from this left menu. And over here, you are going to create a blank calendar. Let's make it a totally different color. We'll make it purple. So it's going to kind of show us icons purple and all that good stuff. We are going to make this a sports for child. It's a child 1, child 2, or their names. That would be better. Okay, so add to my calendars. I'm going to hit save. And just like that, it's going to add an additional calendar. If I do show all, it's showing calendar for that child. So right now, because both of them are checked, you're seeing my calendar and also calendar for the child. I'm going to uncheck this one. So now you're only looking at sports for child 1. My goodness. Let's rename it sports. Okay. So just like that, by clicking on the 3 dots, you can also change the color, add charms, or also set sharing permissions and things like that. We'll dive into that a little bit later. Okay, so if I only have this calendar selected, if I schedule an appointment, it's automatically going to schedule it on that calendar. So I'm going to say soccer at, let's do 3 p.m. 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. right? And we'll make it repeats every week and on Tuesday of every week, right? And it ends, you can pick the end date for the soccer season and how far ahead do you want to be notified. I would say 30 minutes before, especially if you have somewhere to drive to and all of that. And you can also add the location if you want. But this is looking pretty good for now. So I'm going to just hit save on here. And you'll see that it automatically made it purple because our calendar color that we picked was purple, right? So if I now look at both calendars together, I'm just checking my calendar, which is the original blue calendar, and this, and I'm able to see both at the same time. So this is a lot of times very useful if you have a lot going on, and pretty much we have a lot of our things syncing to our calendar, all the appointments, all the time blocks that we have for different things. So it makes it a lot easier if you want to just look at one subset of your calendar, right? So children's sports and things like that, you can just set up a separate calendar for it. Okay, so let's see, what do we have to do for sharing? if I want to share the calendar, I can just enter an email and hit the share button. That will take care of sharing the calendar. Choose how much access to allow and change access settings at any time. So I don't know if you saw the Google Calendar video. So the options are very similar. The interface just looks a little different, but pretty much if you can use one and get comfortable with one, a lot of those options are available in Outlook as well, and you can essentially do the same thing with Outlook. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. So we went over how to create an appointment, create a meeting, invite others, create a recurring appointment, add a new calendar, and select categories, set up categories. So those are all the things we covered today. If you have any questions, please use the comments and I'll be sure to answer those for you. Next week, we're going to expand on the calendar a little bit more. We are going to add Zoom to the mix. We're going to schedule a Zoom meeting and how to add it to your Gmail, your Google Calendar, or your Outlook calendar. So if you're interested in learning how to do that, and I will simplify the whole process for you so it does not feel intimidating at all, please be here at 11 a.m. Eastern Time next Tuesday. I'll see you then.